there. Sorry from 17 once again. This is my Max Payne 3. Old school, no damage. This is chapter 8. This is a really fun chapter that has one really awkward section. Most of this is going to just be awesome shoot dodging, double pistols, Max Payne centric footage. But there's one sequence with a grenade launcher and a bunch of guys at a height advantage and sporadic pathing that just leads to a lot of frustration. So other than that, most of this is going to be pretty slick, hopefully. This first area, I wait so that the rest of the spawn can get to me, and then when I shoot dodge, it'll enable me to clip a couple guys and hopefully get on my way. Just then was quite lucky. As I was sliding, I was able to put a bullet in him, and then there's only a couple of stragglers left now. The problem with them is they get stuck on the graves, and sometimes they're not that aggressive. So do you see how he's just kind of standing back and his buddy's standing back too? There were times where I got them to be a bit more aggressive, but then I'd get hit and things. So I wasn't happy with it, but it was still pretty cool. And then there's this one. This is the tough bit. So at the beginning, there's a guy in the middle with the grenade launcher. There's two guys on the left and right, and then there's an extra two guys on the left and right, but they're on the balconies. Once you've killed these, if you move forward and shoot your gun, you can make the next two guys spawn, and then after that, there's just a bunch of guys up by the graves. The problem here is that all the people up by the graves up there are all hidden, and the moment you walk out, they all pop up and shoot you. And jumping out and shoot dodging all of them is really, really tough to do. And it's not because it's a hard shot, it's because when you shoot dodge, they don't pop out. And I had so much footage of me trying to get this to work that it just got so frustrating, and in the end, I end up picking up the grenade launcher, and I just shoot in some areas where I think they're going to be, and I just end up noob tubing them. And it's really frustrating because almost every other fight on this section goes pretty much how I want it to go. Sure, it could have been better, it could have been slicker, it always can be better, it can always be improved, but this one is just shit tier, pretty much. I was really disappointed, but here's me grabbing the grenade launcher. You have to aim really high here, guys, because its trajectory is... its projection and its trajectory is really confusing. But whenever I get an X, it signifies I killed someone. I got at least 2 X's then, which tells me that I cleared out some of them. And now I just need to go and peek a little bit to see where the last guys are. I saw 2 people just then. Hopefully by hugging this wall, I can pop some heads, and then I'm going to go up and probably shoot dodge and finish off whoever's left. This is one of those parts where I think if the spawns were a bit more coherent, I think it'd be a lot more fun here. Like for instance, I think the first section's fine. I think you should get up to here, and the moment you trip the top of this area, have it so that 4 guys bust through the gate. Or 5 guys, hell, make it 6 guys. And then you can do a shoot dodge, and you can clean them up, and it's a beautiful sequence, but instead, it's just a lot of cowardly, clipping, one-framing assholes that you didn't see, that made no noise, and it just leads to not fun. And then you have this, which is exactly what Max Payne is all about. A massive shoot dodge, into a second shoot dodge to clear up dudes, and then into probably a third shoot dodge to finish off a big sequence. Like, look how much fun that was. Was that not the most fun thing we've seen so far? A really cool sequence. Fun fact, if I didn't dive on the car, I took fall damage, so that's the reason I did that. And then this section, a lot of enemies, all of them are dug in. Not quite as deep as an Alabama tick, but they're up there. And luckily, it's a handful of guys, it's really well designed, they seem to have a decent amount of aggression so that they don't hide, and I'm able to do what I'm doing right now, and finish them off. So there goes that bad boy. And then this part's pretty tricky. At the beginning, if you move to the left, there's a ton of dudes. I got a shoot dodge on one of my attempts where I killed at least 6 people, and then I got fall damaged on my last shoot dodge, which was really annoying. And I wanted to use that footage, but fall damage is still damage. It doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter if it's not a person shooting me. And then, of course, when it comes to the one that's in the video, it was nowhere near as graceful. But what I tended to find when I was recording this is the more I banged my head against it, the worse I played. There were some times where I knew I could eventually get it the way I wanted it, and it did work that way, but whenever I did something really, really cool, I could almost never recreate it. Because it wasn't all me, like, don't get me wrong, there's times when I play like crap, but a lot of the times, the people didn't stand in the right place, the people didn't move in the right place, people had vanished, other times they were in places they'd never been. You seem to be fighting with all kinds of variables you don't even know exist. And this is a section where you kind of have to be a bit of a bitch, unfortunately. I'm assuming that speedrunners can like run to the right and they've figured out a way to do this without waiting. But I'm not a speedrunner, so I don't know. So I'm just going to shoot these guys from this grave and wait for good old Paco to shoot at him. I should really watch a speedrun of this game, see what they do here. Steal some tech. But do you see Max's leg, how it's twitching? His coat's twitching, his leg's twitching, his arm's twitching. I wonder if that's something to do with the anti-aliasing. There's the sniper. Take your time and put a nice bullet in him. Always cathartic. And then we have this one. This is a slightly longer checkpoint, but it's pretty cool. The only problem you'll have here, if you're trying to do something like this, is that the order in which these people appear is not always consistent. Like him just then, the guy I just killed. You might not have noticed him. Sometimes he doesn't even get in the building by the time you've done the shoot dodge and there's nobody there. You'll also notice that I have a machine gun. I'm using the Mac 10, which is not a weapon of choice that I ever really use because I don't like it. And then this is the end of the sequence. There's no checkpoint up to this pit. Watch this though, guys. I shoot a fire extinguisher and it stuns the shotgun guy. How cool is that? I had no idea you could do that. I thought that was really, really cool. That wasn't the cleanest take I got of that area, but the fire extinguisher thing was cool enough that I kept that one. I actually deleted the really good take as well by accident, which pissed me off because I wasn't doing the bonus videos at that time. This was cool too. I do like to get the melee attacks if I can, but sometimes they look really buggy, which is unfortunate. There's one guy up here. And then this next section, if you stand ever so slightly at the right place, you can kind of just clip this balcony and shoot them all really quickly. And it feels really powerful. You feel like John Wick or Tequila or something. It's really nice. And this is, I imagine this section being really difficult when I was thinking about it. Because I remember on my walkthrough, of course, you know, I wasn't able to do what I'm doing right now, but I assume I did something very similar. And then that's the end of the camel skin jacket guy, and that's the end of the level. That is a really fun level, but that grenade launcher part was easily one of the worst parts of this run. And it wasn't necessarily that it was that difficult, I just couldn't get it to do anything cool. I couldn't get it to work with me, and it's frustrating trying to do something fun, and the game decides to do absolutely the reverse. But thank you for watching, and you take care now.